Now I'm going to begin the process of preparing the USB stick to copy the ROMs. So I'm first going to insert the stick into the USB drive. Once it's in there, I create a folder called RetroPie. So that's the first step. Make sure your USB stick is empty. Create a folder called RetroPie. Now I'm going to eject it and plug this USB stick into my Raspberry Pi. The USB stick would blink for a while, and once blinking is complete, I will continue with copying the ROMs into this RetroPie folder, and then we can proceed to insert the USB stick into the Pi to boot up and load those ROMs. So now that the USB stick has been prepared, you'll notice that there's a RetroPie folder that we initially created, and now there are some other folders that have been created for us. When you click on the ROMs folder, here's a list of all the various emulators, and now we're going to copy our ROMs from our computer into the respective folders. So here I have some Atari 2600 games, so I'm just going to copy these. And in the Atari folder, I'm going to paste those games in there. Next, let's copy these Nintendo games. And I'm going to look here for the NES folder. I'm going to place those in there. Next, there's a PlayStation game. I'm going to copy this guy. And look for the PSX folder. Here, I'm going to paste it in here. There's a couple of Sega games, so I'm going to copy those. Paste those games in there. And finally, I have a few Super Nintendo games. So I'm going to copy those and place those in the SNES folder. So once those games have been copied, the next step would be simply to take the USB stick, insert it into our Raspberry Pi. RetroPie will then begin copying those files over, and once the flashing is done on my USB stick, I restart Emulation Station, and then the games should be loaded for us to play.